In a unique approach to I Will Go to My Neighbour, 17 cyclists embarked on an epic ride in Australia earlier this year. 2 teams set off, one from Brisbane, the other from Melbourne, uniting at the end to ride into Avondale University. However, this was more than just an endurance ride. It was also a faith-sharing exercise. The cyclists talked with people, prayed with them, and handed out copies of Signs of the Times magazine and other literature. Not only did the ride have a positive impact on the people they met, but also on the cyclists themselves, who valued the opportunity to share their love for Jesus.
I rode from Brisbane to Currambottom. I was in the Brisbane team. I was also in the US team. Like Americans thought we were a bit nuts. And also interested in the literature and the story of Philip Reiki and Tom Kent. We saw a lady on a porch and we waved and she seemed to wave back. So 2 of us turned around and had a chat to her. We explained about the ride and she thought it was terrific. We explained the story of Philip Reiki and Tom Kent. We gave her the literature that we had and she just took it so gladly.
And just the friendships and the connections that you make with not only your fellow riders, but also the people that you meet along the way. A lot of people share their story, what they've gone through and what they've experienced in their life. So it's just nice to have those moments. It's a lot bigger than just some fitness and hanging out with some friends. It's also sharing Jesus.
The impact is definitely how I see ministry. It's certainly changed how I will go back and be doing my local church ministry. I think it's so effective when you realise that it's so much more than just programs and things. It's like actual encounters with people, and you kind of just encounter people just randomly.
One of the amazing perspectives I have is seeing our church leadership. Like I'm a school teacher, wasn't necessarily one of the pastors that were there, but to see our church leaders so passionate about sharing their faith, that was really inspiring and in a real practical way. Glenn was handing out some literature to a young man and happened to knock his hot chocolate over, and there was a bit of a commotion. And through going and getting him another hot chocolate and coming back, person who just came to Australia recently, and he was just so receptive to what the boys were sharing, and Jason even prayed with him, which was just an amazing experience.